1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I said, hey, yo, what's good? And salute to all my YouTube land people in the building. Yes, welcome back to the channel, J-Rock Sports Talk. You already know what it is, man. We're about to get right into it. It's been a while. Your boy's back. I haven't really been feeling well, among other things. But yeah, it's good to be back. So before I even get into it, let me go ahead and pay some of my respects real quick. Let me go ahead and give a shout out and a big salute to, who is Hendo, Too Raw, who I'm going to speak about in this video, about something that he said years ago. The whole behind the bench crew, KB, Kobe Bryant Film Room, Big Dog, Kelvin, J Shad, and JB, shout out to all those guys. Even others like DFJ Hoops, Sporting Page, and so many others, Ticket TV, just, a whole bunch of other people, man. Yo, let me get right into the subject. So I just wanna make like a little announcement video. This kind of, just an impromptu thing. I had a little bit of time. This is something I wanted to speak about. Just covering all the sports right now. I'm gonna be talking about basketball, football, baseball, even boxing, and even wrestling. There's gonna be some of the subjects I'm gonna be talking about, and yeah, let me just go. Let me see. Wait, before I even talk about that, you already know how I do. None of this is scripted or planned out. You just got to stick with me. I might be all over the place, but just stick with your boy, and I'm gonna get to everything that I get to, hopefully, in this video. So let me go ahead. I want to speak on baseball because the inspiration for me making this video was a special that I've seen. They were covering something about Greg Maddux. Salute to the great Greg Maddux. He was a beast in the 90s, man. All-time great pitcher, no doubt. Gold Glove, perennial Gold Glove winner as being a pitcher as well. Just an absolute unit. So salute to Greg Maddux. But he's not who I want to talk about. But salute to him, but also let me go ahead and give salute to the man that I have on your screen right here. Yes, Ichiro Suzuki, who almost became a unanimous Hall of Famer, except for one vote, which is kind of crazy, but salute to Ichiro Suzuki on being a Baseball Hall of Famer. Salute to CC Sabathia, my guy. I gotta rep the Yankees one time. Salute to him for being a Hall of Famer as well. And of course, salute to Billy Wagner, who also got inducted. Those three guys were the class of 2025. So salute to all three of those guys. Very worthy Hall of Fame candidates for sure. And yeah, man, so I was looking at Greg Maddux, right? And they were talking about that great Atlanta Braves run that they had in the 90s. And that Greg Maddux, what was it? Was it a trade or a free agent signing? I think it was was it a trade? No, it was free agent signing. Yeah, that signing, that was, man, if the Cubs knew what he was gonna turn into, man, they should have re-signed him. But yeah, they had a special on the MLB Network, and I was just looking at that, and what sparked the interest in me making this video was not Greg Maddux and that great Braves 90s run that they had, where they had Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, and on the hitting and the defensive side, they had guys like Chipper Jones. They would later get Andrew Jones, who's a beast. Who else did they have? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank here. But they had a great team in the 90s. So many players. So many great players. But it was interesting because they brought on Barry Bonds to kind of, you know, talk about Greg Maddux and how great he was. And that was like a pitcher batter showdown with Bonds and Maddux at the plate. It was an extreme game of chess. Those two guys, their brains and how they approach the game and how they approach their respective fields, as far as Maddux when he pitches and Bonds when he bats, it made for some all-time great one-on-one showdowns. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, the whole thing with Barry Bonds, and let me go ahead and give salute to Too Raw for TV. And I also want to kind of correct something that I've said that I made a mistake in the past. Maybe some of you listening to the video that have heard one of my rants before. I forget which one it was, but I was ranting on LeBron James, and I had mentioned that they're gonna let Bonds into the Hall of Fame, which was a mistake because Bonds is nowhere near being in the MLB Hall of Fame, which is, it's really a crime. It's really a shame. You're talking about a guy who is one of the greatest players of all time. A lot of people will tell you he is the greatest player, not only that they've seen, but the greatest player of all time. And Barry Bonds is a worthy candidate of that great honor. You know what I'm saying? His contributions to the game, what he's done in the game, he has earned that spot. You know, I don't like to be up here and say, oh, well, this guy deserves this and that guy deserves that. No, a lot of times, all of the time, guys earn their spot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, guys earn their spot. Now, when it comes to the subject of LeBron, that's an iffy topic. But for the most part, guys earn their spot, right? And it is a shame that he's not in the Hall of Fame. You know, unintentional bars right there. But it really is disgusting in my opinion. And you know, Barry Bonds, like I said, he was just a tremendous talent, a great player. And you know, he struggled in the postseason. I did a little bit of research on Barry Bonds. Yeah, he struggled, but you're gonna struggle when you're see, in the postseason, you're going up against great pitching for the most part, and you're going up against teams that aren't gonna make a lot of mistakes. So the postseason resume is not really gonna be all of that surprising, you know? Guys are, you know, pitchers are gonna make sure they kind of like pitch around you and not really. Listen, in the postseason, when you're a dangerous hitter like Bonds was, they will die on the hill. A pitcher would rather die on the hill of, I'll walk Bonds than I'll make a mistake and give up a run to Bonds, whether it be one run or multiple runs. You know, that's the thought process because of how dangerous he is, and he can swing the tide and the momentum of a game in one swing of the bat. You know what I'm saying? So his postseason failures, I mean, A-Rod had a lot of postseason failures, and by all accounts, he redeemed himself in 2009, and I was witnessing his run in 2009. I even seen a game of his that I haven't seen in a long time versus the Angels, but A-Rod against the Phillies, the Angels, even against the Twins, you know, he came to life in that 2009 postseason run. But when you look at A-Rod's postseason career up until that point, he had been kind of a choke artist. So, a guy that's a legendary talent and they made their bones within the game, you know, the postseason thing is kind of iffy because, like I said, when you're a great player, you know, pitchers are going to pitch smart, and the higher the level you get as far as making it within the postseason, of making it to the division series, the championship series, and then ultimately the World Series, the competition gets harder and smarter. So, you know, that's to take nothing away from Bonds. And Too Raw made an interesting point, man. You know, when it comes to guys being left out of the Hall of Fame who had legendary careers, to be quite frank, and you'll have to really excuse my language right now, it's bullshit. And I agree with that. Barry Bonds should be a Hall of Famer, possibly unanimous. His resume is incredible, but it all goes back to, his reputation, which is, it's crazy how one's reputation can kind of just ruin it for somebody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Listen, was Barry Bonds perfect? Hell no. Was he probably an asshole to certain reporters and journalists in these locker rooms? Possibly. But I'll tell you this, though. Maybe sometimes those guys were martyrs. And what I'm saying is, journalists and reporters, they might have a reputation of being a nuisance in the locker room. Or being assholes in the locker room, asking questions that are troll questions that know they're going to get a rise out of the person. You know what I'm saying? So you can't always look at that and like Turok said, because he's not kissing the ass of these writers and historians that don't want to put him in the Hall of Fame, that he should be left out of the Hall of Fame? What? Now, listen, with all due respect to a lot of guys that have made it into the Hall of Fame, to leave someone out that is arguably the GOAT of baseball is disgusting. And by all accounts, it's like I said, to be frank, it's really a shame, and it's really some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And this is not a rant video. I'm not gonna turn it into that. This is just something I want to give my thoughts on. But when I see stuff like that, man, it bothers me, yo. Even with talking to Kobe Bryant film room, he doesn't really watch baseball, but he has high regard for Barry Bonds, and that's a great honor in itself. Barry Bonds, like I said, has had a hell of a career, but in his opinion, he's the GOAT. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, he doesn't even really follow baseball like that, and he thinks he's the GOAT. That's how great Barry Bonds is. And it's like that for a lot of people who watch the sport and who really don't watch the sport. Because they look at the home runs. And unlike Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds' home runs, his home runs went over the fence. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that all of Babe Ruth's home runs are questionable. I wouldn't say that. But what I will say is, the ground rule double, for those of you that are familiar with baseball, I'll go ahead and explain it for those of you that are not. But the ground rule double states that when you hit a ball and it bounces on the ground and then over the fence, you're awarded an automatic double. Even if you were on your way to third base, you're awarded an automatic double. Okay? And the runners advance 2 bases as well. So if you have a runner on second and third, well, guess what? They're both coming home. It's a ground rule double. Everybody advances 2 bases. So that didn't exist until a little bit, I want to say a little bit in the middle of Babe Ruth's prime. I don't know the exact year. Sometime in like the 20s or the 30s. So that was like right towards somewhere in the, something like that. But I know what I'm saying though. But Babe Ruth's home runs, some of them could be questionable. So I'm just saying, just to bring my point back full circle, Barry Bonds should be a Hall of Famer. And I know I made a mistake, and I want to, correct that. He's not in the Hall of Fame. I know I made a mistake and said that he was. But I agree with Turok with what he says, man. It's just, it's sad to see that a GOAT candidate could be left out of the Hall of Fame, It's just really sad. That's like Wilt Chamberlain not being a Hall of Famer. That's what that's like, That's like, with all the records that he has, that's like Wilt Chamberlain not being in the Hall of Fame. And one thing I certainly agree with, and this is what sparked it, just to bring it back around again to Greg Maddux, when I seen it, when I saw Barry Bonds and the way that he was talking. Now listen, some of it could be he was trying to clean up his image. I don't know what year the special released, but it could have been him possibly trying to have a good image, you know. But he doesn't strike me as a guy from what I've seen from that. Now I have heard stories about him being a jerk and him being a jerk to teammates, guys like Jeff Kent and stuff like that. They've had words and they had back and forth. Even him arguing with his manager. Oh man, was it Jim Leland? Was it Jim Leland that coached the Pittsburgh Pirates in the late 80s? I think it was Jim Leland when he was the manager of the Pirates back in the day. You know, you see video footage of them two arguing and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, you know, stuff like that happens. You know, maybe Bonds was a little bit of a prima donna, but okay, that happens though. And we're not gonna act like he's the only one that did it. There are plenty of great players that have egos, you know, like Barry Bonds. So what? That doesn't mean he should be left out of the Hall of Fame. Who cares? But you know, the whole thing with Barry is that, you know, he's talking about Greg Maddux and how it was a chess match. And that was, first of all, that was a great special on Greg Maddux. But he's talking about, you know, how it is to face him and stuff like that. And, you know, when it comes to, what was I going to say? Oh, when it comes to the ratings and using Barry Bonds, oh yeah, the MLB, oh, they'll use the hell out of Barry Bonds. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? They'll use the hell out of Barry Bonds. They'll use his name, you know, whatever they have to use to promote another player, they'll mention Barry Bonds. But it's messed up that they won't put him in the Hall of Fame. And just like Two Ross said, you know, oh, you guys loved it when he was the leader of the pack during the home run chase and, you know, the home run stuff back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Oh yeah, you guys are all over him then. And yeah, you know what? That's some bullshit. That they're gonna use his name, get all the money, all the headlines. Oh, Barry Bonds is close to breaking the home run record and all that stuff. But you're not gonna put him in the Hall of Fame. Hell, even look, the show, right? I believe they have a contract with the MLB, right? It's so it's almost like they try to erase this guy from history, but they actually have his. They have. You have to excuse that if you hear that, but they actually have his home run record untitled in every game. I want to say from the PS3, maybe even from the PS2. Ever since they had MLB The Show, they've had his record with his name untitled. But they've had him as the guy that had the record of 73 home runs in a season. So, I mean, shoot, if the MLB is going to allow the show to use that, you might as well put him in the Hall of Fame and they could use his name. I don't like that he's the one that has to be the poster boy of the steroid era. I don't like that. You know, when you hear steroids in baseball, the first thing you think of is Bonds, and that's not fair. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair. I don't think that he should be the one man that kind of gets made an example of and stuff, or, well, not example of, because they did have others, but you know what I'm saying. And there's a lot of components that I'm not going to get into that really, you know, go into why Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame. But mainly one, he's just not kissing the ass of those writers. So did he piss off some baseball historian's nephew or grandson? Possibly, but so what? I mean, even if Bonds has an ego and he's a little bit standoffish and a little bit of an asshole, we don't know what that man has went through. Just because he didn't autograph a glove or something like that, so what? Maybe you shouldn't be asking for autographed gloves in the first place. I'm just saying. You know? And this is why I remember during one of KB's live streams, and I I'm gonna get to Kobe Bryant in the field, and rest in peace to my guy Bean, man. I'm gonna talk about him in a minute, but I'm just saying, bro, the way celebrity culture is, you know, and the fact that you really don't want to meet your heroes and the people that you enjoy watching and you have a great respect for. You really don't want to meet those guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, I like Kobe a lot. You know, I grew up watching him. Favorite basketball player of all time. Definitely GOAT worthy. All of that stuff, right? But I wouldn't want to meet him. And I'm not saying I would have a bad experience, because he could be a very cool, chill guy. But with his reputation of him being a jerk to his teammates, I don't know how that might go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to end up like I'm dick riding or something. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, bro. I wouldn't even bother asking for no autograph or nothing like that. I might say something in passing like, hey, keep it up, you're doing great, whatever. But as far as like going above and beyond, yo, let me get a photo, yo, autograph this book, and nah, I ain't going that far, man. Honestly, bro. And like I said, Kobe Bryant's my favorite athlete of all time. So that's across all sports. But yeah, man, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm honestly not. And it's like I said, it's no knock to Kobe and his character. I know he's not here, but I don't know how that experience would go. There was one time, Steph Curry is a great guy, for the most part. From what I've seen, he's a great guy. But there was a thing where a little kid was asking for an autograph, and he kind of ignored him. So it can happen. It just might be one of those days where Kobe's not in the mood. He's going through some shit, and he don't want to do nothing. And I respect that, but I don't want to be in that position where it's like I'm getting dissed or something like that. That wouldn't feel right to me, so I just wouldn't even put myself in that position. But just to go back to Bonds, just because that may have happened, so what, man? Get over your feelings. Listen, he's an all-time great. Wherever you have him, man, he's an all-time great. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And you got to give him his respect, man. And just seeing guys make it to the Hall of Fame, and guys like Bonds, Clemens, and I think even A-Rod, and even, what's this guy's name? Even guys like Mark McGwire, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I understand that for some people, taking steroids might be a big deal. I get that. You want guys to be natural, but this is my stance on steroids. I've always had this stance because you really don't know who's taking what. And to me, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I could be wrong, I don't really care. But I think that there's a limit. And certain guys, because they're trying to get money, endorsements, contracts, whatever, they end up going above that limit, so their performance is outlandish. That's what I think. I think some guys negligently go above the limit and they don't care. But I think, me personally, everybody's probably doing it. Because it makes sense to assume that. You know why? Because these guys, for the most part, they're putting their bodies on the line night in and night out for months at a time. And steroids keep you strong. So who knows? Your favorite athlete might be on steroids, but because he's below the limit of the steroids, he's not on the radar. It is good to be a natural athlete, but a lot of guys probably are not like that. I'm just saying. And they take steroids to probably recover.
1, 2, 3.
So you never know, man. That's why with the whole thing with LeBron and the whole steroid thing, I don't hold that against him. I mean, because listen, his career already laid itself out. To me, LeBron, nobody has to bring up steroids to not count his career. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Nobody needs to bring that up. The whole thing with the steroids, it doesn't need to be mentioned just to say that LeBron has had an underwhelming career. That doesn't have to be specified. That's just me, though. But like I said, I could be dead wrong. It is what it is. But I just think them trying to kind of make an example out of Bonds. I don't like it, but that's what I had to say on that. So salute the 2 Raw for actually speaking about that and always vouching for Barry Bonds, because I agree with him, man. Bonds was a legendary talent. Clemens, legendary talent. These guys earned their spot to be a worthy MLB Hall of Fame inductee. But you know, sometimes in life, you know, your reputation precedes you, and all you can hope for is there's more positive than negative. So that's where I stand on that. So anyway, let me go to basketball. That's my little tidbit for baseball. Basketball, like I said, man, once again, rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi, and to all of those people that tragically lost their lives in that helicopter accident. Excuse me. But yeah, man, I can't believe it's actually been 5 years. Man, I'll never forget what I was doing. I was in my little group, and we was just having some time, having some chill time, playing a few games, and man, when I first heard the news, man, I thought it was fake. I said, nah, no way. And then once it started being confirmed, yeah, man. Oh, man. Tragic moment, man. Tragic moment. Devastating. The one thing, the lasting memory that I have of Kobe Bryant is the moment when he won that 5th championship. He won back-to-back. And I didn't even know the importance of it. I just knew I was rooting for a guy that my father liked. And we were just enjoying some basketball, and I didn't really have a whole entire understanding of how important that championship was. But I'll never forget him reaching that mountaintop and doing it again. And matter of fact, you know what? The one moment that sticks out to me, as a matter of fact, is probably not even that. It was when he lost and he started working out with Hakeem Olajuwon. I think that's probably the memory that sticks out with me the most, because you don't see that a lot, right? You don't see a guy lose in the finals and then you hear stories about how he's seeking advice from another legend. You don't hear stories about that. So maybe that might be the one moment that sticks out, was the fact that he lost to Boston, but he came back stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? That might be the one memory that sticks out the most, of him working on his footwork, him doing hook shots and turnarounds and, you know, post fades and all kind of stuff with Hakeem Olajuwon. You know, that really speaks to Kobe Bryant's legacy and his greatness to never give up, you know? Man, that right there, man, oh, man. But you know what? I'm proud of myself, and I'm not coming from an egotistical standpoint when I say this, but I'm proud of myself that, you know, that I talk about Kobe Bryant so much, it still feels like he's here. And there's others that do that as well, not just me. But I'm saying, from speaking for myself, I'm going to go to my grave very, very, you know, a very proud man that I was able to uphold and uplift the legacy of Kobe Bryant, and that means the world to me, because he's done something that I haven't seen yet, which is lose, but you go to the extreme to make sure that you're prepared for the upcoming seasons and you win. That's what greatness is. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I speak about him so much, as well as many other great content creators. They speak up for Kobe Bryant. Listen, forget the GOAT debate, alright? Just speaking up for a man that's not here and that has lies on his name. Understand what I'm saying? Forget about where you think Kobe Bryant ranks. That's not important. The importance is there are people who are lying and are campaigning these lies against Kobe Bryant's name. And half-truths and propaganda. There are people, evil people, who do this kind of stuff. Mainly LeBron fans. And you know me, I don't hold no punches. If I'm gonna call it like I see it, I don't care who it is, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna call it how I see it. The LeBron fans, they absolutely make me sick. But a lot of them spread a lot of lies and misinformation when it comes to Kobe Bryant's career. Willingly and knowingly. So like I said, me, myself, and other many great content creators on this platform, I'm happy for those guys that they speak out for Kobe Bryant and they try to mitigate the nonsense and the lies on his name. The man is not here no more, but some people don't care about that, which is absolutely disgusting. But like I said, I'm happy to bring to light the nonsense, and I'm happy to bring to light the upliftment of Kobe Bryant's career. And he is gone but not forgotten. It's really sad. It's been 5 years. Oh man, it really is. But like I said, I talk about him so much that it's like he's still here with us. And I will go to my grave being a proud man that I've held it down. You know, I'm gonna go down a proud man that I've tried to, you know, mitigate the lies and the nonsense. And whether it's successful or not, I'm happy within myself that I've done everything that I possibly could to keep Kobe Bryant's name with relevance and with integrity. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. As far as for the basketball side, well, as far as for Kobe, and speaking about LeBron, man, this dude, you know, before I get to that, give me a second. Ooh, okay. I had to blow my nose and get some water. Matter of fact, let me take another sip, excuse me. Alright. So, LeBron James. You know, I was looking at a video, and shout out to Angry Old Hoops fan, another good content creator that exposes the lies around LeBron James.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I know someone like his channel, he's a LeBron hater, blah, 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 whatever. But, you know, it's interesting, right? This guy LeBron, a lot of, you know, before I even get to that, you know, I find it hilarious I really, it's hilarious, but it's also sad and it's sickening because it's all of those things in one, right? You know, LeBron fans have made it a mission, right, to try to dismiss Michael Jordan's '88 campaign of being the Defensive Player of the Year. Because, you know, LeBron didn't win it in 2013, so obviously something's wrong, right? Because they don't like to hear that Jordan has a Defensive Player of the Year. But meanwhile, right, Kobe Bryant fans, we don't do that. See, when we speak about Kobe, we don't say, oh man, he should have gotten a Defensive Player of the Year. We don't care. It's just an award. But it's funny though, because LeBron fans, they can't stand hearing that. Right? They're mad that he came in second place in 2013. But it's funny how they want to try to dismiss Michael Jordan's '88 campaign, saying, oh, well, the steals, you know, they were inflated. And, you know, when you look at the footage and... Okay. When you look at the footage, what? What do you see? All right? Can something go wrong as far as the statistician making a mistake? Possibly. But you know what's funny? You shouldn't throw rocks when you live in a glass house, right? Because a lot of LeBron's assists are straight up BS. They are straight up lies. And they go against the rule book. And there's a video where Angry Hoops fan did a comparison between Joker and LeBron. And a lot of times Joker, now listen, when he did the comparison, the assists that Joker was not getting are not assists. But the assists that LeBron was getting were not assists. You get what I'm saying? So they're giving credit to one player for doing the exact same thing the other player's doing, but the other player's not getting any credit. So if Joker gives the ball to a teammate, he takes 3 dribbles and he pulls up for a jump shot and makes it, that's not an assist. But if LeBron does it, that's an assist? Wow. Okay, well, what about this? What about when the rebound is specifically states, if you're the one that has possession of the ball and you tip it to a teammate, you get credit for that rebound if you knock it to a teammate. So when LeBron knocks it to a teammate, it's a rebound. But when the ball gets knocked to LeBron, it's a rebound for LeBron? And these guys want to talk about the numbers are cooked? Bruh. Are you serious? See, and this is the nonsense that just goes on with this dude, man. And his irritating, annoying fan base. I can't stand these guys, yo. But that, it's just looking at stuff like that, man, it really makes you question his career, yo. He is undoubtedly, and I don't care, he's undoubtedly, unquestionably, the most overrated professional sports athlete I have ever seen in my life, bro. Ever. Of all time. It's not even close. It's not even close. It is what it is, man. But that's what I wanted to say about basketball. Anyway, on to something more positive. Let's talk about football. So, football, yes, it's going to be the Chiefs versus the Eagles. I just wanted to get my thoughts on this. I've really been enjoying football. And oh, wait a minute. Before I even get to that, hold on. Let me give a shout out to SGA. Hold on. Forget all that other stuff. Let me give a shout out to SGA. He's been balling. He's been playing really well. They just lost to Golden State though, but he's been playing really well. And the Thunder have a real shot at winning a championship this year. They do. They have a shot. Now they still listen. Whether they play, it doesn't look like they're gonna play Dallas because Luka's been hurt. we'll see how that looks when he comes back. Listen, I know I troll a lot about Luka. I'm not a Luka fan, and I know I troll a lot. And hey, it's so especially Cheyenne. All right, I know he gets on me in whenever I'm over there on Kobe Bryant's live stream. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Cheyenne. I know he gets at me during those videos, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you dick riding Luka and all that stuff." Listen, it's all in good fun, but yeah, with Luka being hurt and him not playing well, I don't see Dallas defending their Western Conference title. So we'll see how that goes. But whether or not OKC has to play Dallas in the conference championship, whether they have to meet them in the Western Conference Finals, the Oklahoma City, they have to show me that they can win. And SJ is gonna have to show me that he can close. I'm not saying he can. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the playoffs last year. The fact that they lost, that has a lot to do with it. But we're gonna see. We'll see how it goes. But shout out to SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They don't even have Chet, and they're playing really well. So salute to those guys. They deserve it. And they've earned it. But they've earned all the they've all earned all the high praise as far as this NBA season is concerned. So salute to them. Oh yeah, salute to the Knicks as well, man. Jalen Brunson and Cat, they're both gonna be starters for the All-Star game. That is incredible. So yeah, man. And listen, I know I've spoken about the Knicks. I was disappointed last year. Now, yes, I understand that some of it is Tom Thibodeau living up to his reputation of running players into the ground. I know that has a lot to do with it. But if it was that serious, Jalen Brunson shouldn't have played. That's all I'm saying. He played, he shot the ball like trash, and to me, it looked like he gave up. I know some people, especially Knicks fans, are not going to agree with that, but to me, it looked like he gave up on the team. I could be wrong, but he's playing well enough to be an all-star starter, him and Cat. So hopefully they do some good this year. You never know how the playoffs are going to go. You never know. They also have, what's this guy's name? Oh, man. Shoot, what is this guy's name? On the Knicks. I'm drawing a blank here. But they have a good team this year. Whatever. They have a good team this year, so hopefully they make some noise. We'll see how that goes. Can't really forget the guy's name. But anyway, they have a good team. We'll see what happens. In the playoffs, it's a different story. The 76ers, DFJ. I'm going to let you know right now, they stink. The 76ers stink. Listen, with all due respect, they suck, bro. This is an uphill battle, but we'll see how it goes with them. Hey, I know it's been miserable trying to cover these dudes. They ain't having Embiid. Maxey done probably gave up. I already know. Hold on, let me take a sip of this water, y'all. But yeah, man. What else is going on in basketball? Oh yeah, somebody got dunked. Oh, no. Who is he on? No, he's not on New York. He's on Oklahoma City. That's what I want to say. Somebody got dunked on crazy. Was it? It was Gary Payton II. Who he dunked on? Was that Hartenstein? Yeah, he dunked on him crazy, yo. But yeah, that's really what's going on. The All-Star Game's coming up soon. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. That joint has been trash. I saw Stephen A's loudmouth. He was speaking about Caitlin Clark and how she's not gonna attend the All-Star Game. I'm gonna be honest, yo. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to see men and women competing in the All-Star game. That's not really my cup of tea. And I'm not being on no misogynistic shit when I say that. I'm really not. It's just something I don't want to see. Now, let the men have their lane. Let the women have their lane. That's it. You don't see the men going over to the WNBA and participating in their events. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the whole. Oh yeah, I didn't even like it last year when it was Sabrina against Curry. Me personally, like I said, I'm not being a misogynist. I'm just saying, I don't want. That's not the type of stuff I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that. But hey, if people enjoy it, that's on them. I'm not gonna be tuning in for that. But if they have that, if they did that, man, that score limit really took a lot out of me watching the All-Star game. If they have a score limit, I'm not watching. If it's gonna be a dunk contest in the All-Star game, I'm not watching. If it's gonna be a 3-point contest in the All-Star game, I'm not watching. I'm not about to watch these dudes who are making millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, let me go on this subject while I'm thinking about it. I remember I was on KB's live stream, him and Big Dog, old dog, but him and Big Dog, they were talking, and it's like, yo, I don't respect these dudes making millions of dollars and they don't want to compete, bro. I don't respect that. A lot of these guys don't want to compete. They don't want to get hurt, whatever it is, bro. Injuries don't even happen in the All-Star game like that. You know what I'm saying? These guys are making too much money to not care. It's like, bro, the fans are the ones that's really, you're earning your paycheck from the fans, bro. That's why I would never want to. For season tickets. Oh, you can forget that. I would never purchase no season tickets. Nope, not at all. Why? So somebody can play 45 games and show up in a suit and tie, or show up in, you know what I'm saying? You got a jean jacket, Versace shades, man. Ain't nobody trying to watch all that, man. Nah, bro, we not doing that. Nah, man, get your ass out there and play, bro. Earn your keep, man. Dudes making millions of dollars and they don't even play. That's corny to me. I don't respect it at all. That's corny to me. I don't respect it. I don't care how. And I know these guys are trolling, but I don't care how good you look. Get your ass out of that. Put a damn jersey on and go out there and compete. All right. Take off the jean jacket. Take off the cowboy boots. Throw some sneakers on, some basketball shorts, and the jersey, and go out there and play, bro. Get out of here with that, man. Y'all want to make millions of dollars and not even play? What type of shit is that? Nah, I don't respect that. But I'm not. We'll see how the All-Star game goes. I might watch the dunk contest, depending on who's in it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But it's been whack, man. The whole event has been whack. It used to be something that you look forward to, have fun with, but it's whack. No superstars are competing. It's whack. But yeah, shout out to SGA though. They're playing well. Shout out to Cleveland. The Cavaliers are playing well. Forget about what LeBron said on that podcast. He ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Alright. So that's it for basketball. Anyway, football. So, like I said, the Chiefs and the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have a rematch. The Chiefs are going for 3 in a row. The Eagles are going for their first title. Yeah, man. This is going to be a very, very interesting. But you know what, though? I've heard a lot of talk about how the Chiefs are cheating and stuff like that. And I'll say this. I think if there's really conclusive, and I'm not saying that they're not. Listen, bad calls and egregious calls happen all of the time. They do. I'm not even. First of all, I'm not no Chiefs fan. I'm not a Mahomes fan. Now I do like Mahomes. I think he's a hell of a talent. But if there's blatant cheating and rigging going on, I can't stand by that. Even when it comes to Brady, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to Brady, there's a lot of accusations that have been thrust upon him. And I know he had that big thing with him and the Patriots with the whole Spygate scandal and them going undefeated. Now listen, hey, maybe their karma was that they lost in the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. Maybe that was their karma for them doing that bullshit. I'm just saying. So, and if people want to hold that against Brady, I don't have an issue with that, you know? As well as with the whole deflated footballs thing. It is what it is, man. I just still think there is something salvageable with Brady's career. But if some people don't see it that way, and once you're a cheater, always a cheater, then that's fine. It is what it is. But I can see the point of view of what they're saying. So it is what it is. But also, even with the Chiefs, like I said, I can see the point of view. They do get a lot of favorable calls sometimes. I remember during the Bills game, there were a few questionable calls and no calls. So I can see the frustration. And this is the problem with sports, which I think it happens a lot more so now than it did back in the day, where things are not organic. You know what I'm saying? It's like the sports stars are not organic, where it's like, okay, we roll out the ball and let the best man win, right? It's not organic like how it used to be, to me, in my opinion. A lot of it comes down to cheating, and remember, sports betting is a big deal. This is something that people don't want to acknowledge, and I mean even more so now. Sports betting is a big deal, and people are getting paid to rig these games. Even when it comes to the referees, and even maybe the players themselves, they throw in games. Listen, sports betting is a huge issue. So the integrity of the game is questionable at times. You know what I'm saying? But I think the leagues in collective, they do a lot to kind of protect that integrity. But sometimes it slips through the cracks, and you can see the favoritism. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going on with the Chiefs. You're gonna have people that argue both sides. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care either way. But what I will say is this: is if there's a lot of conclusive evidence that the Chiefs are, getting favorable calls and they're screwing teams over, I don't think that that's right. And the fans and the people that support, they have every right to complain about it. You know what I'm saying? That's my stance on that. But it's going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles. Who am I rooting for? I'm going to be honest. With all the cheating stuff and being that it's so heavy. Now, I'm not a fan of the Eagles. And I do like Mahomes. I can't say who I'm rooting for because I don't have a team that I'm rooting for. But who do I think will win? I think it will be the Eagles. I know everybody, listen, you can't count out Mahomes and the refs probably. But Mahomes, I've seen him do some good things without the refs getting involved. He's had some gutsy performances. Even when he played the Eagles the first time, he was on a hobbled leg. That's one of the greatest performances I've seen by a quarterback. I remember he ran the ball. It was like for a first down, just on one leg, bro. It was incredible. So I think Mahomes has moments where he has integrity. But like I said, that dude Barkley, he's the real deal, man. Barkley's the difference. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill when they beat the Eagles. If I'm not mistaken, they did have Tyreek Hill. So, They lost him last year. Yeah, that would mean it was 2 years. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So they lost him last year. Right, because they won without him last year. And I didn't think they were going to win, but they did. So they had Tyreek Hill, and the Eagles did not have Barkley. Now, this is totally different from 2 years ago. As far as motivation, hunger, drive, everything is different. Even the talent on the team. Did they have A.J. Brown? I think they did. Okay, so listen. They didn't have Barkley though, and Barkley has been real impressive. Some can make the argument that he should be the MVP. So hey, you know, Barkley has been playing incredible, man. That guy is a beast. Even though I don't like that he went to the Eagles, because it's like, bro, you don't leave to go to your division rival. But his game itself, it speaks for itself, bro. That guy's an amazing running back. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats for sure. Especially if he can keep up this momentum, he's going to be an all-time great. He's a phenomenal talent, explosive, incredible, man. And he could do it all. Catch, all that stuff. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think the Eagles are gonna edge them out because they have Barkley and the Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill. So that's the logic that goes into that. It changes a lot of the game planning. But you have to excuse me. Yeah, you have to excuse me for that. That was my phone was ringing. I had it on the charger. I completely forgot about it. Anyway, like I said, man, just the Eagles, they have Barkley, so I think they have a good shot with winning. We'll see how it goes, but I think they have a good chance because they have Barkley. And the Chiefs don't have Hill. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be a good matchup. The Eagles last time, I believe they lost by, was it a field goal? That was one of the greatest Super Bowls I've seen. That was back and forth, and Mahomes barely got that win, man. Barely got that win. But he played incredible. And so did Hurts. He did have a crucial turnover in that game, the first time they played. But we'll see how it goes, man. This is going to be interesting. Now, I want to speak about boxing. So, I am going to make a boxing miracle run. Now, I'm going to be honest, of all the sports that I watch and I enjoy, boxing is the least that I'm knowledgeable about. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like boxing, but it is the least that I'm knowledgeable about, if I had to say so. I do like to do research on boxing, learn about different fighters and stuff like that. One of the recent fights that I've actually seen, which is a really good fight, was De La Hoya versus Ike Corte. That was a really good fight. Really good. That happened in 99, I want to say, 99. That was a showdown, man. Bazooka versus the Golden Boy. Excellent fight. De La Hoya won off a split decision, meaning that both judges, there's 3 judges in boxing, so that means the two judges, they ruled it a draw, but the 3rd judge actually ruled it in De La Hoya's favor. He won by 4 points. Woo! That was a great fight. You could say Ike wasn't really aggressive enough. De La Hoya kind of kept him away with the jab, but yeah, man, that was a great fight. But I like looking at I'm gonna be honest, the division that I do like the most is the heavyweight division. It is, but there's been some great fights that have been in other divisions. One of my favorite trilogies, of course, is Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gatti. That man, hard hitting, heart, determination, grit, all of the stuff you want to say about that series. It had it all: tension, drama, knockouts or knockdowns. It had everything, man. It had everything. That's that trilogy. Roy Jones, a beast. I've seen his fight with James Toney. I've seen his loss against what's that guy's name? Antonio Tarver. Roy Jones is a beast, man. A straight beast. I like Roy Jones, man. He's a character outside of the ring. Lennox Lewis, the Lion. Woo! I seen him versus oh man, who was it? Damn, what's that guy's name? Ray Mercer. That was another good fight. I'm gonna watch him versus the Holyfield, because I know he says Ray Mercer's probably his toughest. But Holyfield, it was something like that. Holyfield is one of his toughest opponents as well. But it was the way he worded it. It was Ray Mercer, then it was Holyfield. Yeah. Speaking, I want to get to Tyson, right? Man, learning. Even more so now. They're doing a lot of documentaries about Tupac and stuff. But man, him getting shot the same night that Tyson fought Selden is very eerie, man. I was a baby when that happened. But I'm just saying, man, it is incredible. In a bad way. It's just like shocking, that the night of the fight, all that stuff happened, and there's a lot that went into the death of Tupac, man. But yeah, even I was listening to something where they were talking about the security team, and there was a lot of miscommunication, and man, the way Pac went out, man, was crazy. But yeah, I was just thinking about that, Tyson. But yeah, man, Tyson, I saw a documentary on Tyson, like a YouTube mini doc, not an actual documentary, but a YouTube mini doc. They got some good stuff on YouTube, man. But I've actually seen that, one of those. That was really, really good. Tyson, man, he had a lot of issues, especially after his manager passed away. I forget the guy's name, legendary manager. I'll never forget what Tyson said, man. He said, man, how did he know I was the one? How did he know? Crazy, man. People just have belief in you and you just go on to do great things. Even when you don't even have a lot of belief and confidence in yourself, but for somebody else to see it and say, hey, man, you're going to be something one day. That goes a long way. But, yeah, but with the whole boxing thing, I want to do a magical run, or what is it? Is it magical? Whatever. I'm forgetting my own damn series. But yeah, I want to do another magical run series where I cover boxing, somebody's story, where they came out of nowhere. But yeah, man, I've been watching a few good fights here and there. You know, just getting into the spirit of boxing. I kind of taken a break from YouTube and got into a few different other things. And like I said, I wasn't really feeling well as well, among other stuff, just being busy. But yeah, man, I want to get into a boxing magical run. I'm gonna do it soon. It's gonna be the next one I do. I want to get back to the gaming channel. I will. After this, it's just a quick little video. I was just feeling in the mood. Just wanted to put something out there on the channel. And I do want to get back to the gaming channel for sure. I still want to finish San Andreas, which I do have on the emulator, which I never even got a chance to finish, man. But I'm gonna play the Warriors and all that good stuff. And yeah, so last but not least, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. I got some food waiting on your boy, man. I got some shrimp, mashed potatoes, and some green beans. You know what I'm saying? But on a final note, just to talk about wrestling. Yes, the Royal Rumble will be coming up this Sunday, I believe, on the 2nd, which is crazy because the Rumble's coming on in February. This might be the first time this ever happened. But the highlight of this is going to be that this is John Cena's final Royal Rumble. So I'm kind of excited because I've been watching like YouTube shorts and I've been listening to some great wrestling content creators talking about what's been going on with wrestling. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, especially for WrestleMania. You know, the whole SummerSlam experience, that was good. I enjoyed it because I don't really watch wrestling like that. But I've been getting back into it. I know Raw went to Netflix. I haven't been watching Netflix to watch Raw. I don't know, man. The show itself, I don't know. I can't do it, man. The segments are just, I don't know. Maybe I might tune in one of these days. Maybe leading up to WrestleMania, I might tune in. I don't know. And SmackDown. Is SmackDown on Netflix? I don't know if SmackDown's on Netflix. I'm not sure. It might be, but yeah, man. Just Raw on Netflix. I haven't really been tuned in, but I will be tuning in for the Royal Rumble. I don't think, I haven't watched the Royal Rumble live. Now I do like wrestling, but I like more of the Attitude Era stuff. But I have not watched one live, so watching this one live, that is going to be pretty interesting. Might be on Peacock, which is something that I do have. I have the streaming service, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy watching the Royal Rumble. It's interesting to see what they're gonna do with John Cena. Now I'm going into this completely surprised. I don't know what's gonna happen. So if John Cena ends up winning the Rumble, it's like, oh, okay. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're saying that this is John Cena's last Rumble, so we'll see how it goes. It might be a good one. You know, it might be one that's memorable, good or bad, we'll see. But I will be watching the Royal Rumble, and I do want to do a magical run as far as for wrestling. I do have a wrestler in mind that I want to do it on. I'm not going to say who it is, but I do have a wrestler in mind who I want to do it on. As far as having one incredible year or one incredible title run, we'll see how that goes, man. But yeah, that's pretty much everything, man. There's really not much more else I have to say. I just wanted to get my thoughts off on some of the stuff that's been happening with sports. And yeah, man, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, man. It's my guy. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. You already know I most certainly appreciate it. Thank you to you all. Salute to everybody. For those of you that I missed to give a shout out to, salute to you as well. It's too many to count, man. And hey, listen, you already know how I do, man. Beats and facts, man. You know what I'm saying? Beats and facts. And you already know your boy. Listen, even though I mentioned that Barry Bonds is in the GOAT debate, your boy's done with GOAT debates, yo. I'm done, man. It's too toxic, it's tiresome, and it takes away from, great players that have been in different generations, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start highlighting the team. And you know what's funny? My boy Greed, man, on the final note, my boy Greed told me this, man. He said, listen, why do people argue who's the greatest player instead of who's the greatest team? And I kind of thought about that and I said, man, you know what? You're right, bro. I don't know why people don't do that, you know? Because it takes a team to win. We're talking about a great individual player in a team sport. Now, an individual can take you so far, but a team can take you to a championship. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, salute and much respect to Ichiro Suzuki, the headliner for this video, as far as for making it to the Baseball Hall of Fame, almost unanimously. I think it's him and, Mariano Rivera, Yankee legend. Hey, what can I say? I think him and Derek Jeter are tied for being the two almost unanimous Hall of Famers. Whether they should be or not, doesn't matter. They're in the Hall of Fame. I don't really care about the unanimous thing. They're both worthy, deserving candidates of being in the Hall of Fame. But hey, Yankee legend, man, Mariano, the greatest closer of all time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm biased, all right? I'm a New York Yankee. You're damn right. Listen, I don't root for the Giants or the Knicks, so I gotta have one New York team. So it's the Yankees. So with that being said, salute to Ichiro, salute to CC, my boy, who's a great ambassador for the game. Much respect to CC. Much respect to Billy Wagner, a dynamite lefty coming out of the bullpen. And that's it for your boy, man. I'm out of here, man. I don't know when I'm going to do another video. Y'all going to have to stay tuned. But you already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know the beat. I ain't even got to say it. But what I will say is, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you all are doing good. Hope you all enjoy. And I hope you all take very good care of yourselves. Peace out, everybody.